This is WPDE News Channel 15, Florence, Myrtle Beach. And now, News Channel 15 at 6, with Rich Everitt, Allyson Floyd, meteorologist Ed Piotrowski, and Terry Gurn with sports.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us for your local news. I'm Allyson Floyd.
And I'm Rich Everitt. Gun shop owners on the Grand Strand are not very happy with President Clinton tonight. An executive order he signed today places a ban on the importation of some types of rapid-fire rifles. WPDE News Channel 15's Brent Campbell has been following this story today. He joins us now with more. Brent, what are they so upset about?
Well, Rich, gun shop owners and gun owners alike are very upset over this because they feel like this is the first step, or one of the first steps, in a series of events that's trying to eliminate firearms in the entire country. Supporters, however, feel like that this is a very important step in controlling guns, controlling firearms in our country, and controlling the crimes that are committed with them. The ban targets AK and Uzi model rifles and keeps them from being imported into the country.
It's not going to do very much, and I'm sure there's a lot of the guns already in the country. It's just what they always do. They import them before they know a ban is coming.
Supporters of the ban disagree, saying controlling guns, no matter what kind, could prevent situations like the one seen recently at an Arkansas school.
I would hope that it would be a platform to take better control of the weapons, not necessarily ban all weapons. Some people legally use them for hunting, target shooting.
This is one of the AK models that the ban actually includes. It's used for target shooting and some types of hunting. Gun store owners say that the ban on this weapon won't actually affect most consumers of weapons. However, they fear that a ban that begins with weapons like these could one day include all types of guns.
If you ban guns, only the criminals will have guns. I don't know what that's going to mean. Besides, everybody's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Bumper stickers express best what gun owners feel about gun control. People like Stan Welch say it's already obvious that gun control laws aren't the answer.
There are over 20,000 gun laws in the United States of America at the various levels of government. If those aren't enough, what's one more?
And the one thing that everyone agreed on today was that there's not enough education. They say that probably is the real answer here, educating parents and adults on how and where to store their guns and educating our children that guns are dangerous and that they can kill. Rich?
All right, thank you, Brent.
A Charleston area man is shot in the leg early this morning at a Myrtle Beach motel. It happened about 5 o'clock at Pam's Corner Motel on Highway 501. The victim, 21-year-old Jason Arthur Campbell, was at the bar with his girlfriend earlier in the night. Campbell told police that they met up with a man and then went back to his room at Pam's Corner. That's where Campbell was shot once in the thigh. Myrtle Beach police are looking for a Virginia man named Alan Wesley Israel for questioning. They ask anyone with information on Israel's location to please contact them.
A disabled Horry County woman loses nearly her entire life savings after falling victim to a home repair scam. WPDE News Channel 15's Victoria Spechko has her story.
Hazel Metz doesn't have much in this world. Her house, her dog, and up until 2 weeks ago, $1,500 in cash. Hazel is homebound and needs a wheelchair to get around, making a trip to the bank nearly impossible. Hazel relies on public assistance for food and home care. So when a man came to her door offering to do free home repairs, she didn't think twice about it.
He acted very nice. I didn't have any better sense. So he wanted to see what all I needed done.
Hazel had one window with a small crack in it, a repair the suspect said he could take care of for free. The man asked Hazel to help him take some measurements. He had her stand in this back bedroom and hold onto a piece of measuring string. He then took the other end and came out into the hallway, and that's when he must have stopped in Hazel's bedroom, where her purse lay on the floor next to her bed. It must be when he stole the $1,500 in cash out of her pocketbook. He then took the other end of the string and walked into the living room. He tied the piece of string onto the doorknob to maintain the tension, and when Hazel came out, he was gone.
He didn't even leave me enough for a loaf of bread.
Hazel reported the robbery to police, but odds are she'll never see her money again. Still, she wants to make sure that no one else falls victim to the same scam.
Don't let nobody in unless you know them. I've learned, and I've learned the hard way.
If you're not expecting someone, get a name and number and confirm the person's employment. If they're legitimate, they shouldn't mind the wait. In Horry County, Victoria Spechko, WPDE News Channel 15.
In economic news, another airline is heading to the Grand Strand. Vanguard Airlines will soon fly into Myrtle Beach. It's coming just as the airport is seeing a big boost in business. WPDE News Channel 15's Earl Phelps reports.
Business is bustling at Myrtle Beach International. It's golf season, and the travel here has already jumped 35% over last year.
All of our airlines here are profitable at the present time, and we think that new entrants, there's still room for growth in this market.
Vanguard Airlines will be filling one of these empty spaces next month. The airline will offer 2 round trips a day to Atlanta at $59 each way.
There's only 2 airlines that serve down here direct, and another airline, or 2 actually. I mean, we have a lot of people that come down, 30 or 40 in a group at a time.
And some passengers say the Grand Strand can use more flights, especially from the Northeast.
I would say at best the service is lousy up to the Northeast. They could certainly withstand another airline or 2 or more service into the Northeast and back down to here.
Vanguard will offer its services only during the tourist season, but depending on how business goes, the new airline could expand its flights to year-round. In Myrtle Beach, Earl Phelps, News Channel 15.
Flying in and around and flying around the track as well.
Every weekend at the Myrtle Beach Speedway, our Monday update. It was another great weekend of racing at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. Charlie Powell continues to dominate the late model division. Powell in the familiar 22 car led 95 of the 100 laps for his second straight win. He's dominating. Meanwhile, the News Channel 15 car has a new driver. It is Jerry Williams taking over the 15 ride for owner Ronnie Howell. Williams finished 12th on Saturday, but he is no stranger to victory lane with 6 wins last year. And he did some banging here with Adam Petty in the 45 car. Williams hopes he can help turn things around.
I know Don's a good race car driver and Don's a good chassis man, and maybe Don kind of wanted to run the race car one way and maybe Ronnie wanted to run the race car another way, and sometimes when people like that they just don't mesh together. And I won a lot of races here last year and I finished in the top 3 in the points, and I feel like I can do him a whole bunch of good.
We got to get him a News Channel 15 hat.
Yes, we do. It's a good-looking car, too.
He didn't mind banging those fenders,
Not
though,
at all.
That's racing.
That's right.
All right.
Thanks, Terry. It's time now to check in with Ed for our first look at our forecast. And what a beautiful weekend and a beautiful day it was, Ed.
It really has been, and it looks like the weather overall is not going to be that bad for the next couple of days. Let's recap the day in Horry County. First of all, you'll notice the temperatures away from the ocean in the low to mid-70s. Very dry air made for an absolutely beautiful Monday. Tough to be at work on a day like today, but at least it wasn't raining. Right along the immediate coast with a nice sea breeze. Temperatures mainly in the mid-60s this afternoon. It started out pretty chilly in many areas with temperatures in the upper 30s to near 40 degrees, but as you can see, that was far from the record low of 36. Set back in 1992. 78's the record high back in 1954, and we were fairly close to the normals for this time of the day. Now, warm-up is on the way. Some rain will be on the way as well in a few locations. We'll talk about that in your 7-day forecast. Plus, Conway in bloom this past Saturday. We've got great video for you.
Oh, very good. All right, thanks, Ed.
And still to come, farmers rally to support a bill that would compensate you if the government places limits on your land. And we'll have a live report on that.
Plus, an area professor talks about his visit with Jesse Jackson and the King family as he remembers Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.